Hello, my name is Roxanne, and this is a presentation. I'll be discussing a major educational challenge that continues to affect South Africa after COVID, post-COVID learning loss and equality in South Africa, and how we can respond using the practical and inclusive plan. When COVID-19 hit, most schools closed and teaching shifted online. But not all learners had internet access, data, or devices. And while some learners continued with virtual learning lessons, others, especially those in the under-resourced communities, fell behind. And as Spall and Addington explains, this made the gap between well-resourced and under-resourced schools even wider. It wasn't just about academics. Learners missed out on structure, support, and emotional connection. And this was especially hard on foundation phase learners who rely on a face-to-face learning for basic reading and maths and emotional development. Many showed signs of behavioral regression, increased anxiety, and loss of routine. On top of this, teachers were expected to catch up learners on lost content and continue with new curriculum goals. According to Van der Berg and colleagues, this created an unrealistic pressure on teachers, especially in the early grades, as CAPs always move at such a rapid pace, and it was hard for them to keep up. So we weren't just dealing with learning gaps, we were also facing emotional, behavioral, and structural gaps. And that's why our recovery plan goes beyond quick fixes. It needs to be holistic, practical, and suitable for all schools, no matter the resources. A mediated learning approach to rebuilding a foundational skills. My plan responds directly to this crisis using a method called mediated learning. And this comes from the work of Reuven Fierstein, who believed that all children can learn, no matter their background or ability, if they're given the right kind of guidance. This approach is about rebuilding basic skills and rebuilding learner confidence. It's not just what we teach, it's how we guide children to think, question, and make sense of what they learn. And importantly, the plan is designed for any school, whether well-resourced or not. It uses short, focus group sessions, simple storytelling, and hands-on home support. Let's look at how it works more in detail. So the goals for the enrichment program is to rebuild basic reading and numeracy skills in foundation phase, to strengthen emotional and behavioral development, to support teachers in becoming effective learning mediators, and to use Fierstein's principles to help learners engage more deeply. So this is not about cramming information, it's about creating a safe, structured space where learners can catch up, rebuild confidence, and enjoy learning again. So here are the core strategies we'll use. So daily, there'll be a 50-minute small group session for reading and maths, and these sessions are short and focused so learners can stay engaged. And for the age group, it works really well. If the teachers have assistants, it will be great to split the classroom up into micro groups to really let it be more effective. If the school unfortunately doesn't have that resource of a teacher's assistant in the class, reaching out to the communities and asking parents to provide involvement in different time slots so that the classroom can be a little bit more conducive and effective in this plan. So structured mediation using Fierstein's 3 key principles, intentionality and reciprocity, where teachers clearly explain the purpose of the task and learners are encouraged to respond and reflect. Meaningful learning by linking tasks to everyday life so learners feel the content matters. Transcendence, helping learners to use the skills beyond the classroom. There's emotional and social learning, where through storytelling and simple role play, which help learners to process their emotions. building empathy, and practice communications. And then parental guidance, which is a very important factor for offline home activities, such as sorting objects, drawing letters in the sand, and retelling stories together. Offering also an after school program twice a week can also provide time to have this 15-minute smaller group session. It's doing it with love, joy, and it's doing it not to try and cram in the information, but to really try and help the learners catch up on where they feel that they've lacked. The plan works with families and schools already, and there's no fancy tech needed, just people, structure, and support. Well, let's now talk directly about how Fierstein's ideas are used in this plan. So Fierstein believed that learning is not automatic. Children learn best when adults help them make connections and find measures in the way and what they're doing. That's the role of the mediator. And in this case, our teachers and assistants can help. Every activity starts with intentionality. The teacher explains, we're learning this today so that we can use it in the shop, at home, or even a game on the playground. Then comes meaning. We show learners how the lesson connects to something they know, like prices at a spaza shop or words from a story that they've heard. Finally, there's transcendence. We help learners transfer their skills to a new task. For example, a learner might use counting skills at home, while cooking, while going to the shop and picking up certain items, giving them a number to count to, and making sure that that specific number of items is in the basket. This makes learning fun, feel useful, connected, and possible. And especially for learners who've lost confidence, Fierstein also believed that intelligence can grow. So even learners who've fallen behind and can still improve, if we help them think about their thinking, not just memorize answers. This is the heart of the plan. Slow, supported learning that builds strength over time. In conclusion, the post-COVID-19 learning crisis in South Africa is real. And it's about more than lost content, about inequality, but it is about inequality, stress, and confidence. But we can respond in a way that is human, practical, and effective. Fierstein's approach helps us see that all learners can recover and grow with the right guidance. This plan combines structured support, daily small group work, emotional learning, home activities, and community involvement. It doesn't require expensive resources, just trained mediators, time, and a belief that a change is possible. By focusing on connection, meaning, and growth, we can help our learners not just catch up, but thrive. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope that this plan and this presentation has been helpful and useful. Goodbye.